Hello Crashers, Jai Hind. Welcome back to our wonderful channel Maths. So in this video I am going to tell you all 6 important things which is required for you to know for the interview in an SSB. So without wasting our time, let's begin. So the first thing is PIQ, which is Personal Interview Questionnaire. So it is nothing but the initial blueprint of your personality, because this is the form which is filled by you, in which you will answer the details of the family, education and the hobbies and interests of yourself only. So by filling this form you have to keep these two things in mind, that is, you should avoid mistakes and cuttings, because it will leave a bad impression on the interviewer. Number 2 is that you should fill the form honestly and you should not boast of your personality, because the questions the interviewer will ask will be around PIQ only. So if you will fill the PIQ form with wrong information or with the information which is not related to you, then the questions will fall you in a trap. So last thing is that I will give you the PDF of the PIQ in the description box, by which you can take out the printout and you can fill in your home only, because of which you can fill and have a practice of the real PIQ form in the practice only. So let's move to the second point. So the second point is that the first good impression. So as they are saying that the first impression is the last impression, so you have to leave the first good impression on the interviewer, and which you can do by your dressing sense, and number 2, when you will greet the interviewer, either by handshake or by good morning, good afternoon. So in this, firstly you have to dress up well, and number 2 is that you should greet well. So these 2 points are there in the first good impression, and if you are successful in having a first good impression on the interviewer, then your confidence will be raised and your interviewer will be a cakewalk for you. So now move to the third thing. So the third thing is your body language, and it's a very vital component of an interview. So the points are, you have to sit straight. You have to sit straight and look up and maintain eye contact with the interviewer. Number 2 is that you should have a constant smile while answering or while having an interview, because this constant smile will show your activeness, your interest and your enthusiasm in the questions of the interviewer. And because of this constant smile, your confidence will be one level up. So your interview will go smoothly. Now moving to the fourth. So the fourth thing is that you should remain attentive during the interview, because there is a part in the interview that is rapid fire. In this, the interviewer will ask 10 to 12 questions in a single take, and you have to give the answer in the correct sequence in which the questions are asked. And you can answer only when the interviewer has finished asking the 10 to 12 questions. So if you will remain attentive, then you will have a full concentration and you can give the answer in the correct sequence in which the questions are asked. And number 2 is that while remaining attentive, you will give the answers with a valid logic, and the answer should be rational also. So the rational and number valid logic. So the answer should be rational and with a valid logic, and your outlook and your way of answering should be optimistic and in a positive attitude. So in whole interview you should remain optimistic and positive. So this rapid fire you have to keep in mind, and this rational and valid logic. And falling in arguments with the interviewer. Arguments with the interviewer. So let's move to the fifth point. The fifth point is that you should avoid bluffing in the PIQ or while answering the questions of the interviewer, because the interviewer has lot of experience. So they can easily catch you while you answer wrong information. So you should avoid bluffing in the PIQ also, which you will write about your information, and number two is that by answering. So the foremost thing is that you should be honest while answering. Now moving to the sixth question. The most important point, and it's regarding your practice also, that is brush up your knowledge. So this knowledge is of two types, that is self introspection, and this is the most important point of the knowledge one, because in this self introspection you will critically analyze your positives and negatives, your strengths and weaknesses, because by self introspection only you can fill the PIQ form correctly, and number two, you can answer the personal questions in the interview. And now coming to the second knowledge part. So the second knowledge part is that having the understanding of the events which are around you. Understanding of events which are happening around you, that is national and the international events around you, because these type of questions regarding the social issues and these important issues are asked in the interviewer to check your approach around these topics. So now I will tell you what the SSB wants in a candidate. So SSB want a candidate who have a realistic analogical approach and who can lead the team and work perfectly with a team. So I think that I have given you all the 6 important points which are important while preparing the interview and while giving answers in the interview. So I hope that you are liking my efforts, and then please subscribe and share my channel to the other defense and SSB aspirants. So until then, prepare hard and Jai Hind.